Hey everyone, it's Bobby. I am back with another project for you. This one is using the Craftology box, and I made an explosion box using the WRM Keepers board. I've had that for quite some time. Have been cleaning and organizing and putting things away, and I put it away for safekeeping, and it was so safe I couldn't even find it. So just a couple days before this kit came, I found the explosion board, so I thought, well, I'm going to make one. So that's what I did. I did watch Michelle's tutorial, and I love this little bow. So be sure you watch her tutorial so that you can make one of these as well. These little die cuts were in the kit, as well as these flat back pearls. So here, my lid fits really tight, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. For that reason, I did not put paper on these edges, because it is so tight now, I just figured it would tear it up. So my box opens like this, and I did use the check, just like the ribbon, on these corner pieces. I just felt like it needed it. On these four panels, I've added a photo mat using a die that I had in my stash. I'm just checking to make sure I'm in frame so you can see it all. Move over a little bit. So each one of them has a photo frame on it, or photo mat. And then the second layer, on the two sides where the green is, I just have photo mats, or you could actually journal there. It's also papered on the back, like that. And then on the opposite sides, I used the jute twine that was in your kit to make this little photo mat. Just opens like that, and you can put photos in here, whatever you might wish. You could journal. I thought about putting an eyelet in here and a little dangle charm, but didn't have that in the kit, and I didn't want to put something in here that you wouldn't have the ability to use as well. So on the third, I put the gingham on the back, and then I made a little pocket on each of the four tabs, and I made just out of smaller pieces of leftover paper, I just made 4 little tags. So that is my little box, and on the outside I used the paper with the candy and the greenery on 2 sides, and I used the red gingham on 2 sides. So I'll show you how tight this lid is. I mean, it's possible to get it on, but if I put any more paper on it, I just think it would tear whatever I put on it. So there's that. Then you put this one up. Oh, I didn't tie that jute. I'll catch that in a minute. Oh, and I meant to tell you, in the center, I put the little Santa Claus. Can you see him? So the lid goes on like this, and it goes there. But see, it's really tight. It's not coming off. So that's my project. I'm real happy with it. I hope you all will like it. These explosion boards are so easy. There is a tutorial on how to put it together and how I cut my pages following this walkthrough. But just remember, you don't have to have the explosion board. If you don't have it, check your cut list, and I give you the scoring measurements, how to make it without the board. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Okay, for this project, I am using the explosion board by WRM Keepers, and I'm just going to make 3 layers in it. When you use all of the different layers, they fit very close together, and it doesn't give you a lot of space for embellishments. And I like to add things to the pockets and be able to put things inside and maybe decorate the outside of the pocket. So the first piece you need is a 12 by 12, and of course, where's my corner? Let me find my corner so you can see. You will put your 12 by 12. Here's one of the corners that I cut out. But you'll put your 12 by 12 in, and you'll use the XXL line for the extra large box, and then you'll do the diagonal score. You'll turn it around to the next corner and do the same thing. I have one extra score line in here I don't need, but don't worry about that because the design paper will cover it. So you're going to score the XXL again and the diagonal, and you'll turn it around to all four sides until you get them all scored. Then what I did was I put it in my paper cutter and I lined up this score line and this score line in my cutter and took off the corner. And then once you've done that, you'll bring each one of these points in like this. I've got stuff all over my jacket, embossing powder. And you'll bring this one down to form your corner, like that. And then score this really well. And then we'll do each one of those corners and score on the inside. Or burnish, I mean. Get my words all turned around. I know what I mean, I just don't say it. So we're going to burnish this angle in here, and then this one as well. That will give you your base of your box, the outside of the box. Now years ago we used to make these, and you still can if you don't have the scoreboard. You would just put it in your, where's my scoreboard? Right here, and I'll show you. You would put your 12 by 12 piece in your scoreboard. Let me move this out of the way for a second. Take this off the top. You would put your 12 by 12 piece in here, and you would score all four sides at 4 and 8. Turn it 4 and 8 all the way around, and you could still slice out these corners. Then you don't have the diagonal, but all you have to do is bring these two pieces to meet each other for a corner and lay this down on the inside and burnish it really well. So you can do it without the explosion board. You can do it, we used to do it all the time. But what we used to do years ago was we would cut out this entire section. Then when you fold it up, you would have a gap. Even when you put on the lid, you would see a little gap where there was nothing in here. So I like this much better because it closes it up completely. And once we put on the lid, that'll be a perfect closed box with no gaps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I cut each of these squares is 4 by 4. So I cut 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. This one is going to go in the center. And I'm going to put the greenery this way and green on this side. So I will ink those and glue them down off camera, but I wanted to show you what I'm going to do. And then on the outside, you take these out so I can turn it over and show you. On the outside, I'm going to do the red gingham with the candy paper. And I forgot to cut one for the bottom. I'll have to do that. I need to cut one of those. But I will ink all of these pieces and glue them down. And then I'll come back, but I do want to show you what I'm going to do with the other layers. So on the board, let me show you. It gives you 12 by 12, 11 by 11, 10 by 10, 9 by 9, 8 by 8, 7 by 7, 6 by 6. So this one is the 12 by 12. I skipped the next two and did 9 by 9. Then I skipped those two and did 6 by 6. And when you do the 9 by 9, that's your medium. So when you put your paper in the corner, here it is, you'll follow the medium. And I'll show you what I did with this. But you'll follow the medium guide, and you don't need to do the corners on this one because we're going to cut some out. There's medium. I've already cut this one, but I'm going to show you. This is medium, and this is medium. Then on the little one, which is 6 by 6, you're going to score all 4 on the extra small all the way around. And what I did was a pinwheel cut, and I'll show you how I'm going to fold it. So I cut the one on the right, the most right score line, just one. Turn it one time, cut the one on the right, turn it again, cut the one on the right, turn it the last time, and one on the right. Kind of gives you a pinwheel effect. And I will show you what I'm going to do with these other 2 layers, but I want to get these inked and glued down, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back, and we're going to work on this some more. Let me move this out of the way, get this where it's in frame, I hope. Let me check. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, for these corner pieces, I just felt like they were too bland, leaving them black. So what I did was I made myself a template, and it turned out to be a 2.5 inch square, and then cut your square diagonally like this, and then they'll fit these little areas. So I've got all but 2 of them put in place, and I wanted to share that with you before I glue the last 2 down. So I'm going to use the art glitter glue, and if you'll hold it by the flat edge and get your 2 top areas right where you want them, it'll fall right into place. Perfect every time. I shouldn't say that because then I'll mess up. So here's the last one, and then I'll show you what I'm doing on the second layer. And turn it around, and there we go. There's the last one. So those are all in place. What did I do with my, oh, it's up here. It blends into the background. I couldn't see it. So there's layer 1, and I think I will probably put photo mats on here, but I haven't cut anything out yet. So on layer 2, here's what I did. I'm going to tie it 2 of the areas with this green, whatever it is. We had cut across this side and across this side. We did that together, or I showed you anyway. And then I cut off, let me see how much I cut off of this. Let me measure it. I think it was 3/4 of an inch. Maybe it's an inch. It's an inch. So I took an inch off of 2 of them, so that this will fold under, this will fold over the top. Let me see, this is layer 2, and I'll show you how I'm going to do them. There's layer, whoops, 2. I have to clip all my bundles together. This was going to go in here. Oh, let's just put it down while we're here, and then I'll do the other 3 layers off camera. This one's going to go here. I hope I don't have to trim any of these down. Sometimes when I work ahead, I have to go back and trim them a little bit. That looks okay. And then this is going to go on the outside. If I can remember what I did. If I work too far ahead, I forget. Let me get this out of the way, make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. This is going to go, I have to number my layers so I know where things go back because I got too many pieces cut out at once. there's that one. And then I have green for in here. Oh no. Yeah. I was going to do the spotted. I like it. Looks like it's been splattered with ink. I've already got a lot of green on the first layer, so I don't want to get too much green to where it looks like the whole thing is green. Oops, I moved it over just a little bit, got too close to the edge. And this one, there we go. There's that one. And this is going to go, I don't know what it says, it looks like in German, so I can't tell if it's upside down or not. Yeah, that one goes in here. This will overlap, and the green will go on the outside. Oh, before I put that down. Shall I put it like this? Put both pieces underneath. I think I'll put both pieces underneath. And I may come back and put an eyelet in this so that I can hang a charm from it or something, but there weren't any charms in your kit, so I'm not going to do that right now. But I might want to do that later. Okay, so this is your little tab. I'm going to put that up at the top. Like that. And then this will go over the top of it. Okay, that'll be that one. And then I've got some double-sided tape on the back for the string. And you want to put that down before you do your design paper. Don't forget that if you're going to use twine. Make sure you put it down beforehand. So this is about centerways. And I always have too much, but better too much than not enough. And where's my back pieces? I cut some for the back side. Here they are. I just like to put all this down before I put it together. That way it's easier to get a burnish on it. I'm going to move this over just a little. So that will be that one. And then this will tie up on the front. And then the fourth panel directly across from this one will be the same. Set that on there. Oops, that didn't work. Be still. It ain't gonna work. very good. I'm not good at tying bows on camera. Actually, I got it pretty quick. That wasn't too bad for me. And then here's panel 3 and panel 1. And you can just put photo mats or embellishments, and then this one will be similar to that one, and then I've got red for the center. Okay, so once that is in, once I have them all glued down, then this is going to sit, and you'll want to gauge your little corners in here so they look about the same. And because I've got green on this, I'm alternating it. I don't want green on green. So that's how that's going to sit. So we're making progress. And then I showed you on this one, this is the third section, and it is the 6x6, and it's scored on the thingy-dooge, the Explosion scoreboard. So you cut up the right score line, turn it around, score the right one, turn it and score, turn it and score. So it kind of is like a pinwheel. Then what I want to do is when I fold this in like this and burnish it, and there it is again. Let me move this out of the way for a minute. I'll finish that off screen. My little notes to myself out of the way. And what I'm going to do on this is cut from this corner to this corner. So let me do that real quick. Where's my cutting board? And you can use a craft knife if you want. I just like to do it this way. Let me get this out of the way. So we're going to line up this corner with this score line. Cut it off. And then I'll lay my design paper in here. I'll glue this down just along this edge. And then I've got some gold paper cut out for this. I don't know what I did with it, but I'll show you when we come back. But I'm going to do the same thing on all 4 panels. I'll move it in, fold it in, and burnish it. I'll get glue dried all over my fingers. Looks like my skin's peeling, but it ain't. Isn't. Shouldn't say ain't. So here's another one from the bottom corner to the score line. Like that. Didn't get it quite to the corner, but I'll cut it again. I want it to go to the corner like the other one. There we go, that's better. Even it up with my scissors. There we go. So that's 2 of them. And they'll all be like that. And then that one will sit in the middle of the second section. Alright, I'm going to cut out some more papers, get these other ones glued down that I just showed you. And then I'll be back and we'll make the lid and we can embellish all of our little parts. Alright, be back shortly. Okay, we are ready to put these 3 panels together. So I finished this one and I just put the red gingham on the back of it. You see the little pockets here. I don't know what I'll put in them, but I'll think of something. So what we need to do is center this about like so. And the only thing that we attach is this centerpiece here. And I left my pen out of my glue. What do I do with my pen? Do. I'll find it somewhere. Okay. So let's see if I can get some glue on here. Oops. I'm going to get plenty on there so it stays where I want it. Get this off of there. Okay. Oops. So, you kind of line this up here. That looks pretty good, huh? You press it down. What is under there? Oh, bone folder. Or the burnishing tool. Okay, there's that. Get this out of the way so I can put the next one down. And then this one, I want it to go like that. So I'm going to put some glue right here on this part. And we gotta center it again. That looks pretty good to me. So now we've got our 3 layers. Like that. I'm gonna let that sit till the glue catches real good. Now on our, I am going to cut some papers for the inside of this, but I haven't done it as yet. I have the outside papers. So this is your lid. God, glue everywhere. 6 3/8 by 6 3/8 square. And we've scored it just like this is your lid score line. You do all the sides like that. All 4. Then we need to cut on these. Now a lot of people cut these 2 and these 2. I always, every time I do that, I have it seems like I don't have enough tension on this long area. So I'll show you what I like to do. I like to cut straight up here and take just a little notch out of this one. Turn it around, straight up on this score line. Take a little notch out of that tab. And I just find if you stagger them like that, it distributes the tension a little bit better. And that might just be me, I don't know. I've made several where I've cut these 2 and these 2, and it always kind of bows on 2 sides. I don't know why, but it does. And it bugs me. So there's that one. We're going to take a little sliver out of this. Now for the top, I have put one of the design papers on the red that came in your kit, and I'm just going to center it on the black with some art glitter glue. just like that. Now you can put your paper on all 4 sides for the outside. I've got 4" by 7/8, I think. Is it an inch? Did I cut that in an inch? Yes, I cut that in an inch, and I might need to trim it down just a little bit. I will. And that is not perfectly straight. It's better. Okay, so I'm going to trim these down to 7/8, and I think I've cut these at 7/8, so I'll have to trim them down a little bit too, but they're going to go on each of these sections. And then I will burnish, and on the inside you can put the centerpiece down, but not the edges until you get this all glued together where these attach to this. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, I've got this ready to roll, so we're going to turn it over. I put this in here, and we're going to take our tabs one at a time and add our glue to it. And once we put these down, we've got these attached, then we can add the side panels on the inside. So you just want to bring it together and make a nice square corner. And the next one. And go to the next one. And you can manipulate these a little bit. That's why you cut that sliver off, so that you've got some room to play with it. Make a nice corner. So here's this one. Put this one on the inside while I'm at it so I don't have to struggle with it. Okay, and with this one, and the last one. And all I've got left to do is embellish the pages and put some little inserts in the pockets or whatever. And I'll do all of that off camera, and then you will see the final walkthrough where you'll see all the embellishments, everything, in case you want to make yours just like me. But you don't have to. Make it however it suits you. That is what's important. See, now it's not bowed out. I don't know why it makes such a huge difference, but it does. So I'm going to add these to the outside of this panel, and the gold ones, the music paper on the inside, and then I'll be back with the final walkthrough to share the completed finished project with you. So if you do make one, I hope you'll share it, but nonetheless I hope you enjoy what I've created. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.